Now, the scenes of violence across the country over the last few days have been incredibly difficult to watch. But those pictures just tell one side of the story, and they haven't really shown you the incredible response of locals out there, young and old, from all different parts of the community, because they've come together, brushes, shovels in hand, and they're cleaning up and repairing damage caused in their communities. Incredible work, Josie, being done.
And joining us now are two men who have been doing their bit in their neighbourhoods and helping out in any which way they can. They are Adam Dugan, a Southport resident, and Mike Ainscough. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
We've had some horrific scenes over the last couple of weeks. Horrific. But what I think we're good at in this country is we pull together in times of tragedy, and it's because of people like you two. So I'm going to start with you first, Adam. Now, Adam, can you explain to me some of the scenes that you were seeing in your local community and why you had to get involved?
It was just horrible to see. These people don't deserve this. Everyone should feel safe in their own home. And we were driving through the area to get to the job we had booked in on Monday and just seeing the devastation and just had to help.
Adam, describe the community to us. Describe the people.
There's a lot of lovely people in Middlesbrough. Not everyone is what you're seeing on these videos on social media. And people in Middlesbrough do anything for you.
Oh, and you're a joiner, aren't you, Adam? So you were driving past these horrific scenes and realising that they did need a little bit of help. Because people have been through so much, were they a little bit hesitant to take your help at first?
They were, yeah. There was a few people that didn't want to answer the door to us. There was a few people that also didn't want the help while we were here. But when we got started, and they seen that we were here to help and we weren't charging, there was more and more people coming.
Adam, we're looking at the street you're on now, and it's a gorgeous, typical terrace street, lovely old houses, and it looks all peaceful now, but the boards, and there are lots of them. So talk us what you had to do there, what you found there, and what state the residents were in when this was happening to their homes.
Oh, the residents were quite upset by it all. There was one particular family that was celebrating a birthday party the day before, on the day of the riots, and someone threw a brick through the window while the child was celebrating a birthday. They were terrified.
My word. So you saw all this happening, you said, I'm going to do something about it, and very practical measures. You and some helpers boarded up all the windows for them. How many did you have to do?
Me and Dan did about 12 in total, about 20 windows it ended up being. But there wasn't just us here. There was multiple tradesmen. There was different companies. It was a good turnout, to be honest. So
you've seen lots of people in your community get together and, help board windows, help your community there, help people. I know it's such tragedy what everybody's been through, but has it installed something in yourself, Adam?
Yeah, the amount of people that turned out to the cenotaph just off their own back to help clean up, it did restore your faith in humanity. But there is a lot of nice people here.
Good man, Adam. You're a fine example of what this country's really about.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to watch it and take on board and keep leading the charge. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Take care. When something horrific happens, people need a place to go to mourn, to grieve, to pay their respects. And that place has been an area in Southport after the awful death of these gorgeous young children. But it's looking so peaceful and respectful, and mainly down to one man and a lot of helpers. Mike Ainscough's down in Southport at the moment. And Mike, thank you for joining us this morning. You've been tending to all the flowers there and the messages and the little teddy bears that have been left. So first of all, on behalf of everyone right across the world, thank you. Amazing work.
Well, thank you.
Describe what it's been like there over the past couple of weeks, if you don't mind.
The word would probably be besieged by the number of people surrounding the outside of the house to look at all the flowers which people have very kindly donated.
And Mike, you saw all these flowers being laid and you had to do something about them, didn't you? So what have you been doing with all the flowers that have been laid out quite near to your house, actually?
I couldn't bear the thought of flowers standing against the wall, not in water. So I brought out a bucket. I subsequently brought out about 5 or 6 buckets. Then neighbours brought things to stand flowers in. Then somebody put out a request, and we were inundated with buckets from all over the major supermarkets, people buying buckets, children turning up with buckets, a whole range of different colours, shapes and sizes. It's been fantastic that they did.
And it looks...
And then all the cuddly toys as well.
It looks absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Well done, you.
And Mike, the cuddly toys you mentioned there, you've made sure they're well protected as well, because obviously there's awful loss of young people's life here, so they're very, very significant as symbols of that. You've been taking care of them as well with your helpers. Every night you're giving them a nice, dry, warm, safe place to be, those cuddly toys. Talk to us about that.
Yes. Yes, every night all the cuddly toys live in the dining room. They came out this morning and it started to rain, so we started to get them in, and one person who's helped before came in to help, and a man just walking past offered his help, and we got them all in successfully. So they're all safe and dry in the dining room again.
Mike.
Oh, Mike.
Good on you.
You know, you are a keen volunteer, aren't you, Mike? Communities would be so lost without people like you. And have other members of your community surprised you, Mike, of how they've all come together at a time like this?
A lot of people are pulling together. Here, the best symbol was probably to do with the riot which followed. And it was like an army walking down this road, carrying shovels and brushes for another 200 yards to go and help out and tidy up after the riot which took place, basically. And we've had super help from the police. They operate a barrier here. Mike,
you've provided this amazing and very important focal point for the community as they try to heal from this awful tragedy. So what have you seen? How are the community dealing with things at the moment?
A variety, you see. Young children, we did in fact open up the garden so children could walk round and see all the cuddly toys. That's helping some of the children. And from adults' point of view, a lot of ladies will cry. Men will clamp their mouth closed. They will not talk because they know they will be affected emotionally by it, which they are. And as one grandfather termed it, how do I explain this to my grandchildren?
Mike, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing there. And Adam, thank you for everything that you're doing there. You know, at times like this, when people like you pull together, it does, like, as you said, Adam, restore your faith in humanity. And again, thank you to all the other members of the community that have been there, out with their shovels, out with their tools, helping to put all the pieces together.
It's very moving, isn't it?
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, I can't wait to see this book now. Well, keeping the tradition alive, we're joined now by stars from the Ripley's Believe It or Not 2025. Mike Foley, a dentist based in Florida who was literally can pull cars with his teeth.
Saw him, right?
And the world's most flexible girl, Liberty Barrows from Peterborough.
Hey.
Morning to both of you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Mike, we'll start with you because when I read my notes, the first thing I got was his fascination started when he used to collect shark teeth on the beach. I get that. I love sharks. But that wouldn't necessarily lead me to doing that. So how did you go from collecting sharks? Because you grew up in Florida, right?
I grew up in Florida.
Yeah.
But I'm terribly sorry about your bird.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm just happy it's the only thing that broke.
Don't worry. I'm sure we got another 6 out of the back.
You mean Swifty? The bird was nurtured.
But we've got replacements.
Don't worry.
Good. But I've been collecting my whole life, and that's actually what brought me to this. I've been collecting shark's teeth since I was a child. I used to find them on the beach in Florida.
Yeah.
And my collection started initially with fossils. After a few years, my collection evolved into more oddities, but also circus-related objects. Florida's got an amazing circus history. A lot of the performers would spend their winters in an area of Florida called Gibsonton, which is about 20 minutes from where I live.
Yeah.
The rich circus owners would spend their winters in Sarasota. That's where they've got the beautiful Ringling Museum and his big, beautiful estate. And so I started collecting circus-related objects as well. And when one of the objects that I won at an auction was a mouthpiece that looks very similar to mine. It was about 100 years old, and it was a mouthpiece that a trapeze artist would hang
I remember
from her
when you
teeth.
see trapeze artists holding that.
And so that act is called the iron jaw or the human butterfly, because sometimes they would hang from their teeth and they would flap their arms to really demonstrate that they're not holding on to anything except with their teeth. And so when I saw that mouthpiece, I thought, this is quite simple and maybe, crude. With my dental training and my expertise, I could probably fabricate something that's a bit safer. And so I did.
But then, I get that. But then, like, when you first start, how do you work out that your teeth, I know your teeth are bones and they're strong, but how do you work out that they're not going to fall out or you're not going to hurt yourself?
He's a dentist, Babby. He knows whether the...
I mean, with my training and with kind of the principles I use to manufacture this with, I felt confident that my teeth would be able to handle
your
my
neck and your shoulders?
That does seem to be the part that I notice is the most uncomfortable. My teeth feel great. I hardly feel any discomfort with my teeth at all. But I noticed that my neck, that's sort of the connecting point as well to the rest of your body.
And that's where it hurts.
And that's where I noticed the strain. But I'm not the biggest person. Maybe I need to just...
Yeah, you need to get in the gym, do some neck movements. You do a bit of neck.
A little bit of neck, but not like that.
Tell me, why did you progress to a car? Because you didn't work up to a car, did you? You just thought, you know what, I'm going to pull my car.
So with my original mouthpiece, my first thought was to recreate what the trapeze artist did. So I connected it to my children's swing in the backyard.
Yeah.
And I had a stool underneath it, and I climbed up and I was biting on it. And this is
your kids going around.
At the exact moment my wife came home from picking her kids up from school. And so she catches me mid-act and she says, "What are you doing?" She sees a rope hanging from the tree and I'm on a stool and I'm hooking this as she's concerned. And I said, "I'm going to hang from my teeth." And she says, "You're not going to be able to do that for 2 seconds." And I said, "I've already looked it up. The world record's 7 minutes." And so as I was attempting it, I realized very quickly that my teeth could handle it, but my neck wasn't quite where it needed to be to hang my full body weight. Because truly the trick, I think, is to be small person, right? A lot of the circus performers weigh 90, maybe 100 pounds. I'm like about 160. And so I could tell I was putting about 100 pounds of pressure on the appliance before it got uncomfortable. And I'm a practicing dentist. I was doing fillings this Wednesday. And so I didn't want to give myself a disability claim. And so I thought, that's too dangerous. And so I thought, well, I'm putting 100 pounds of pressure on. I can do something.
I think it's absolutely incredible.
Parse in the natural
Liberty, we have to move on to you. Where did you discover you had this incredible talent?
Well, what's weird is I was actually never flexible when I was younger at all. I wasn't flexible at all. I would try and do things like dance, gymnastics, or anything athletic.
Yeah.
And somehow every time I would just end up with my face in the floor. I'd literally crumble like a cookie.
I hope we have Rihanna to thank for this.
I was
Is that
not
right?
good.
Rihanna's the reason, Umbrella?
Yeah, it's coming up. So basically, I had a breathing difficulty. So I actually couldn't do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, I'd sound a bit funny when I talked and everything. And it was only when I was 10 years old, I was watching a Rihanna music video, and I copied a dance move she did in it, and I bent my body backwards. And after that, my breathing difficulty went away. And so I continued practicing because that's what got me healthy. So I was like, why not continue practicing? And then when I was 12, I added in animation dance movements so that I would be flexible all throughout my body. And that's how I started.
So can you show us some of your go-to moves?
Okay, I'll show you some of my favorite.
Yeah. I love this.
So this one is actually known...
Face the audience, the audience. Yeah, let them see.
This one I have the world record for, and it's known as the world's most flexible back bend movement. And since I got the record, some people have been calling it the Liberty Lowdown. So this is kind of a fun
Liberty
one.
Lowdown.
Come on, Liberty.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Go on, Liberty. Oh my gosh, Liberty. And Liberty, are you in any pain whatsoever doing this?
No, but I will say, I've been on a lot of plane journeys recently, and I'm a bit stiff today, and I got this mic, so I'm trying to do the best I can.
Do you have to Liberty, do you have to warm up in the morning? Like when you wake up, do you have to stretch and stuff?
Yeah, I do a little bit of warm-up through yoga and dancing. Every morning.
It's absolutely unbelievable. And where have you performed this, then?
I've performed all over the world. Like I was just, it's really, really crazy. I was just in Asia, touring Asia, doing performances. Then I was just in America, Los Angeles, then New York, and now I'm back here. And I'm really tired.
A whale of a time, yeah.
But it's been awesome.
Well, listen, congratulations, guys. I mean, the fact you're both
in the book.
in Ripley's Believe It or Not, which is Despite Your Curiosity. That's the annual, which is out now. I mean, you know, when you are doing something more unusual with your body, this is kind of, that's the Bible, really, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Look at you.
How does it feel to be in the book?
Hey, that's this morning right there.
Is it?
Yeah, look.
This one?
This one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wrote that. I did that record right here, right in the studio.
Did you?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Unbelievable. And there's you, Mike. There you go.
Your next year's picture, Mike, can be you killing our bird and bringing it to
Thank you so much for joining
Lovely
us,
chatting to
Liberty
you
and Mike.
both.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Your dream to set up this boutique, how did that then translate into a TV show? How did the reputation spread?
Well, can I just say we're from Essex, so they heard us first.
Gotcha.
Yes, so
Okay.
very topical. We made a documentary with a TV company about 3 years ago, and we've always stayed in contact. And it was from there, really, an idea that was just an idea. And now
where
it
did
is.
the germ of that idea come from? Was it buying your own wedding dress? Was it listening to other people saying, I can't find anything?
It was going shopping with somebody for a wedding dress, sort of 20 years after I first got married, and things hadn't changed. Everything was a size 10, 12, 14 if you were lucky.
Personal experiences as well.
So what was your experience of buying your own wedding dress?
My wedding dress shopping experience was horrendous. There was nothing in my size. I couldn't go into a shop and just pull out whatever I wanted to pull
Alison,
out.
why is that? Why is that? Why are shops so limited on their sizes?
It's a tricky one.
The thing is, there's so much politics around in it, and you know you have to buy minimums from collections and things. So you have to commit yourself to a lot of money, and this economic climate doesn't allow you to just willy-nilly buy.
Especially if you're a small boutique and you're trying to cater for all needs.
So we don't do all the needs, we just do the bigger needs.
But Jo, you talk about the fat girl mentality. What is the fat girl mentality?
See, you wouldn't understand it, Amy,
I
because
would.
you're
I've
not a
got,
fat girl.
just see, it probably translate to blokes equally.
I think it's just the way, as a fat person, you see life differently. Life is different. You have to think about things you wouldn't if you were a thin person. Turnstiles, big no-no.
Yeah.
Booths in restaurants.
Because you've lost a lot of weight, Jo.
I have lost a lot of weight.
What size were you and what are you now, then?
I was about a 36, so big, and now I'm about 14.
Yeah.
I'm interested in more of these things like seat belts on planes.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
It's the orange walk of shame.
Yeah.
Oh.
Needing 2 seats.
So the good thing is, when these women come to see you, you understand the way they think.
Oh, there isn't anything that they can say to us that we haven't experienced
But if
ourselves. And I think the thing is with me and Jo, we won't tell a bride, we'll let them see for themselves.
We'll show the bride. So, and they can then make that decision themselves. If they don't, then we kind of do have subtle ways of suggesting other
we can
things.
be a bit outspoken sometimes.
But it's interesting, even reading about the two of you, you say all the time fat girls and fat brides and fat... Because for the rest of us, you know, that word has become controversial now. You know, people say curvy and the larger lady. And you seem... It might seem a bit brutal using that word. Why do you use it?
Because we are.
That's what we are. We're fat girls.
Yeah.
We're fat girls.
We don't dress it up. We are what we are, and it's a word that we use because...
We use all the time. Because that's what we are. And what... You know, when people say, oh, you know, plus size and curvy, do you know what? Don't beat around the bush. Say what you mean. And we say what we mean, and that is we are Jo and Al from the Fat
You
Shack.
also want to be stylish, and you're very aware of being stylish. Because you're big doesn't mean that you have to leave style at the door. You're very conscious of that. And being from Essex as well, of course, you like your style.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And what were the options, like, compared to when you said you first got married, to what you can offer a larger bride now? The difference in style?
I think that we're really lucky, the collections that we hold.
There's a bit of everything in there, isn't there?
It must be a lovely feeling, because we all know, we've all been with friends when they're choosing their wedding dress, and it's very emotional, isn't it?
Oh, we cry every day.
Oh, we're always crying.
We cry every day.
And what about getting invited to weddings?
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
You can't go to all the weddings, can you? You never get any work done.
Well, yeah, there
you know,
is
we
that.
do try, but no, I mean, generally speaking, weddings are on the weekend, which is our busiest time. But, you know, there's been a few that we've been to as guests, and then obviously we do a dressing on the day service. So sometimes we go to work
To dress
the bride
yeah.
and see them off down the aisle. And, you know,
Yeah, because some dresses are quite complicated, aren't they, with lacing and
They
buttons.
can be a bit
and-
technical, but, you know, corset queen that I am,
Yeah,
don't worry
absolutely.
about that. I've got it in hand.
You said, Alison, that your own experience was really not a nice one. Did that affect your whole day, and the whole kind of memory of your wedding day was a bit tainted by that? That's you.
It has, Ruth.
Yeah.
And do you know what? 12 years down the line, it still affected me, which is why I think both me and Joe are very passionate about what we do, because I don't want any bride to ever experience what I went through.
Would you not do it again?
If the time's right, I would do it again.
You'd have the right dress
It would
this
have
time.
to be a spectacular dress.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have to tick all the boxes for me.
Now, last night, Prince Harry joined a very special group of people for a glitzy awards ceremony.
The Well Child Awards recognise the bravery of children across the UK living with a serious illness or disability. And this year, This Morning had a very own award, and picking a winner has been a real family affair.
Hi guys, I'm here for a very important task because I'm here to choose the recipient of the This Morning Special Recognition Award for the Well Child Awards. I mean, no pressure then.
It's a really special award. It's the first time we've done it and we're really excited about it.
What's really difficult is the fact that we're going to have to choose one person to win this award, and I don't know where to start.
Alison and the team had such a tough decision to make, but they needed to reach a verdict.
They are all showing incredible amount of resilience despite what they're going through on a daily basis.
Can we not give 4 awards? I think we've decided. It's that one. Well done, guys. Well done.
Out of all the worthy nominees, one young man really stood out. 11-year-old Lewis is funny, brave, and the life and soul of every party. Lewis was born with Apert syndrome, which means he must regularly attend hospital and recently had to have a frame fitted to his skull. He has been part of multiple charity events and raised over £65,000 for Alder Hey Children's Charity. Everyone at This Morning felt that this incredible can-do attitude, as well as his kind and caring nature, deserved to be recognised. So we sent Sean to his primary school in Halifax for a little surprise.
Now, the camera crew are in his lesson right now. He thinks they're there to film his teachers. Little does he know, we are about to surprise him. Oh, I love things like this. Follow me.
Hello.
To interrupt, I'm looking for a Lewis Connor. Is there a Lewis here? Are you Lewis? Would you mind coming up here and joining me up here? Get everyone give him a round of applause. Woo! Have you got any idea why we could be filming today?
No.
So Mum and Dad are here as well for a very special reason, okay? You have been awarded the ITV This Morning Special Recognition Well Child Award, everybody. Woo! Oh! So next week, you're going to come with your mum and dad, and you're going to go down to London. Prince Harry is going to be there as well. Have a cuddle. Yeah. Well done, Lewis.
I'm really excited to meet Prince Harry and be having a award ceremony.
Well done, Shan. Isn't that a great photograph? Look at all the smiling faces swamping their pal Lewis. Good stuff. Right, this is the red stroke purple carpet, and all the celebs and Lewis and his buddies are going to walk along here, as will Prince Harry. But as we speak, they are in a secret room somewhere. I think we better track him down, don't you?
Tell me everything. Everything. Don't leave out any details. What happened?
I went in there and told Prince Harry.
And did you ask him any questions?
No.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's tall, isn't he?
Yeah.
I know. Did he shake your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me what kind of handshake it was. Was it like a real strong one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you tempted to give him one of these? No? I saw a bag you had in your hand. Were they Bradford City jerseys?
No. They were Ollie and Ellie from all day.
Did you give them to him?
Yeah.
For his children?
They said that's amazing.
I'm so excited for you today. You have a brilliant time watching.
Well, the red carpet is absolutely buzzing. Lewis is ready, but I gotta get ready too, because I have a very, very important job. He's just such a fantastic kid. I can't wait for you to meet him. Would you please welcome on stage the winner of the ITV This Morning Special Recognition Award, the brilliant Lewis Collins.
I'm going to put it on myself in my bedroom. Feel really proud of myself, and it is the best day ever.
Wow! Oh, Lewis, what a night. The award is there. How was last night?
It was amazing.
Was it? What time did you get to bed?
20 past midnight.
20 past midnight!
Yeah, you don't turn into a pumpkin. I normally turn into a pumpkin after 12. Donna, you must be so proud.
Oh, we are, yeah. We're really proud of Lewis and all of the family and everything that everyone does to help us on the way.
It's an extraordinary place, Alderhay. I have first-hand experience because my friend George raised a load of money for his little brother years ago, and they are incredible, aren't they? It's a wonderful facility.
Oh, it's amazing. It doesn't feel like a hospital. We're really lucky. We've got a great team, haven't we? A craniofacial team who look after us, and everyone's lovely. Everyone who works there, from the ladies who work in the canteen to the charity office, all the way up to the surgeons. Yeah,
I love it.
Very special place. So, tell me, what was Prince Harry like? Was he a nice chap?
Yeah, he was a nice chap.
Was he? And did you show him? Because I know you've met the Queen before, haven't you?
Yeah.
His grandma.
So did you show him pictures of his grandma too? Did you?
What did he make of those pictures? Because they're quite fun pictures, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about when Lewis met his grandma, Donna.
So we got selected to hand the flowers to the Queen when the Alderhay New Hospital opened. Everything was going fine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, all the cameras took a picture, and literally Lewis burst out crying.
What did Prince Harry say when he saw that picture of you giving some flowers to his gran?
He said, that's my grandma.
Oh, so cool.
She looks absolutely amazing.
What we know is you love your cricket. You are a massive cricket fan. How amazing was it to be on the table with Johnny Bairstow yesterday?
It was really good.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about his love of cricket, Donna.
So Lewis plays cricket. He plays for our local cricket club. You won the league this year, didn't you?
Yeah. Congratulations.
Wow. But he loves watching it, playing it, and that's his first thing that he asked to do once he's well after a surgery. When can I play cricket again? When can I play cricket?
And he obviously faces all these obstacles really bravely and brilliantly, but you're also raising so much money as well, over £80,000. What's your next plan?
So what's next?
In November, we start charity night, and next
spring,
we're climbing Snowdon.
Oh, wow.
You're climbing Snowdon? Yeah. Are you in training already?
So Lewis has got double foot surgery coming up in November, so we can't do it till after then. And then after then, Lewis is adamant he wants to climb Snowdon.
Wow, that's amazing. And I've heard you've got something for us as well this morning, do you?
Yeah.
Is this right? Wow. What, is this an invitation to climb Snowdon? I'm not sure I could do that, Lewis. Let's have a look. Oh, a great big thank you.
Lewis, that's lovely.
That is absolutely lovely. Thank you so much.
We are thrilled to bits
Yeah.
to have you on the show today. Well done for everything that you're doing. Keep being you, Lewis, because it's a really special, infectious energy that you have. Thank you, Donna, for coming in.
Thank you.
You can get some sleep now.
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Now, I first met our next guest about 5 years ago. We were both about 12. I had the honour of presenting him with the Pride of Sport Award for Fundraiser of the Year He was just 10 years old. Alfie's since grown quite a bit, but has continued to work tirelessly to help others, and here he is now today.
Here he is. After Alfie's dad, Keith, sadly took his own life in 2017, Alfie and his mum, Alison, found themselves without support. So in a bid to help other families in the same tragic situation, they set up Alfie Squad.
Now, the organisation has since helped countless other children just like Alfie, and they join us today as they prepare to roll out their amazing work nationwide. It's so lovely to see you both. I can't believe that was 5 years ago. Does that bring back a few memories, Alf?
Yeah, it was good. Really good events, and I loved it.
It was an amazing event, and I think the thing for me is I'm not surprised at all that Alfie Squad is still thriving and flourishing. I'm thrilled that it's going to go nationwide as well, and more people are going to benefit from the hard work that the two of you have put in and the whole team behind it as well. I think the thing that's really, really compelling is it came from such a tough place for you, Alfie, and for you, Alison, as well. Take me back to that time. What do you remember? Because you were only a young lad at the time when, sadly, your dad took his own life.
Yeah, I was only 8, so I can't really remember too much. I just remember feeling really alone and really isolated. I felt like I was the only person in the world who'd lost someone, let alone someone so close to me, to suicide. It's something that's it's not unique by any means, but it's not spoken about much, especially like losing a parent. With Alfie Squad, we don't just deal with people who've lost a parent, but anyone. And so I do just remember feeling alone, and like I didn't really have many people to talk to, because like I had a class full of friends, and then I had my family who all understood. Well, my mates didn't, but I can't really expect much from 9-year-olds.
Yeah, of course.
But I had my family, but I didn't feel like I had anyone my own age or someone who could experience it exactly. Like, I'm an only child. I didn't know who to turn to, really.
And you said you felt guilty as well because your dad was having mental health issues, and you felt guilty that you hadn't noticed, that you hadn't helped him or stopped him.
Yeah. Afterwards, like, when I found out what actually happened, I blamed myself massively. I thought that if I had been a better son, then it wouldn't have happened and my dad wouldn't have done it. Obviously, I know now that that's not the case, but I was only 8. I didn't really know any better, didn't understand how mental health issues and that worked. Yeah. I just thought that if I was being better and if I would have spoke to him more, or if I would have made more of an effort, then maybe he would still be here.
And Alison, the situation must have been obviously so heartbreaking for you because you're dealing with your own loss, and at the same time, it's knowing what to do with your little boy too.
Yeah, well, that was the main problem, that is that I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone who'd gone through the same situation as us, and I was really mindful of the fact that I didn't want Alfie to grow up struggling with his mental health because we couldn't give him answers. It was just very isolating. We lost friends who didn't really want their children to be associated with Alfie because of I presume, the stigma of what had actually happened. So it was really, really worrying.
Well, it's also that situation as well where you don't want to make the situation any worse either. You want to get it right and you want to handle it in the right way so that, you know, you can minimise the heartbreak for him too. So what did you do?
One of the first things I decided is that Alfie had to talk as much as possible. I didn't want him bottling anything up. Really? And that actually resulted in, for the first 2 years, well, at least a year and a half, Alfie would come into my room every night and we'd talk for up to an hour every night so we could let everything out before he went to sleep. And, you know, a lot of it was questions that I couldn't answer, but I decided to tell him if I couldn't answer it and I would try and find it out. I just wanted Alfie's questions to be answered. But a lot of it, as Alfie said, was down to his isolation, but also that he was blaming himself. That, you know, if he wasn't a better child, then his dad wouldn't have decided to leave him. And that was the biggest problem we had for a good while. Big hurdle to overcome for you to understand that actually was no responsibility of yours. So where did the essence of Alfie Squad come from then, Alfie? So it was around, I lost my dad in the May of 2017, and then in the November, I think it was, we were just out, we went to the shops and we met a homeless man and his dog, and we spoke to him for like a good half an hour or something, just talking about everything. And then after that, I realised that I wanted to help other people because I knew that I was going through such a tough time, but then there's other people who are also going through stuff. And so after seeing that, I wanted to like work something out to try and
help others. Initially, it was going to be a Help the Homeless campaign, but eventually we decided to go for something more familiar to us. And Alfie Squad's the only group of its kind, so it's sort of natural. It's what I wanted when I was 8. I wanted people to talk to, and now we've got it.
So tell me about Alfie Squad. Describe it to me and all the different elements of it.
So when visitors come to the group for the first time, they expect something that's like somber, and people aren't talking much, and it's quite like sad, but it's the complete opposite. Everyone's running, like as soon as you walk in, you've got little 8-year-olds running around everywhere.
Lunatics.
Yeah, basically laughing their heads off.
Good.
It's really nice. It's like a youth club. We've got how many?
There's 26 in the first group now. So we've got 25 new brothers and sisters.
Wow.
So that group is actually full. We started with 7, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the first week they were all really quiet. They wouldn't talk to each other. And now it's like we're full at capacity, and it's like a massive family.
And you do all different activities. Pizza, movies,
Quizzes.
all different things.
Quizzes.
Yeah, we do all different things. So we've done Katumba, which is Brazilian drumming. We've done like a magic workshop. We had a magician come in, do the circus workshop. We do quizzes every now and then, which I always win. Do stuff like a pizza night at the end of each block, because we work in 8-week blocks. It tends to be 4 external people come in.
Yeah.
Then with 1 trip, and then 3 others inside the session. But everyone's at the point now where we don't need activities, and everyone just talks. And
I love that. That the energy in the room, the connection has helped so many. Alison, you've been in the Northwest up till now, but you're about to go nationwide, which is extraordinary.
Yes. Well, we've got 2 groups now in Merseyside that are about, one's, as I said, is a capacity. The second one we started 4 weeks ago, and that's filling up. But we've decided, until we can get to every region in the country, which is what we want to do, we are starting a national online group. So we've worked out that everything within Alfie Squad we can transfer online, because we get so many emails from people saying, can you open in our part of the country?
Sure.
And Alfie's really aware that there's children that really need help, because there really is nothing in the whole of the UK to support children. So we're doing Alfie Squad online starting on the 21st of May.
Wow, amazing.
How exciting. And if people are interested, Alfie, and they want to reach out, they want to get involved potentially with the Alfie Squad online or the groups that you've got in Merseyside, what can they do? Where can they go?
so you can go to our website, which is alfiesquad.org. Yeah.
Little sideways look at check with the boss.
I'm not too well trained. And then we've also got social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter, Alfie Squad. Twitter's mainly just me mum ranting about Everton, though. So.
There's a lot to rant about.
Not as much now, actually.
Best to stick with Instagram. So we're active on both. And then, like I said, you can send a referral form through the website. And we've got all information about our fundraisers and everything there.
Well, look, it's such a thrill to see you again.
It's a pleasure to meet you. What a brilliant young man. You must be so proud of him, Alison.
Yeah,
what brilliant young man.
From where he started, it's gone massive.
Just goes to show what can happen with the support and the group and Alfie Squad doing the business. Thank you for coming in. It's lovely to see you both again.
Thank
Oh,
you.
hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
It's mayhem in the studio here.
This is Larry.
That is Larry.
This is Larry, who's broken the pineapple. Larry, will you behave? You're a very special guest. We need you to sit down and behave. I'm not sure he's going to. Larry, alongside...
Rusty. Got over here.
Are here because our next guest has dedicated his life to rescuing ill and injured dogs in Thailand on the island of Koh Samui.
And after posting some of the dogs that he's rescued on social media, Niall Harbison has captured the heart of millions of people around the world, successfully finding forever homes for more than 85 dogs who would have otherwise not survived.
We're in the truck again. It's actually multiple rescues. The first one is, unfortunately, seems a little bit blind, I think. But worst of all is I think his hip is broken. Already need to go to the next place, which is puppies. Oh, look at that. They're all going to come running out. Little potatoes. You can see how many ticks and fleas. Okay. We're going to give them a quick VIP treatment. Basically, I think they need a little powder, a little bit of baths, a little bit of medicine. What a day. It's one of those days where you go home and you think, I've just a tiny bit changed the world for the better. We're going to try and save you. We got very special news. You're going to be adopted. The Freedom Dance. Look at the Freedom Dance.
Oh, and Niall joins us now alongside two of the dogs that he saved, Rusty and Larry.
They enjoyed the dog, VT,
They
didn't they?
did. Did you see their ears going?
But...
So who are these guys and how did you rescue them, Niall?
Rusty he was on a chain, actually. He was on a really short little chain outside a little shack in Thailand. A chain was about a foot long or a yard long, and he just kept getting his leg cut up. And he was about half the size. He was really, really thin.
Yeah.
And he was leading a miserable life. He'd been on the chain for 18 months. He'd never been off the chain. Larry was a bit different. I found him wandering around in the main street, and he was just lost. It's as if we think he might have had a brain injury or something. He sort of has a vacant stare.
Oh, he's very chatty.
He is very
love it.
chatty. So yeah, they're both really tough starts in life, like all of the dogs, but they're as happy as can be now. It's the first time I've seen them in... Rusty I haven't seen for 6 months since he lost Thailand.
Oh, really?
Or left Thailand, yeah.
Right. How did all this start for you, Niall?
Just, well, the dog... I was an alcoholic, actually, when I left here in the UK, and I ended up in hospital in Thailand. I nearly drank myself to death, and I nearly did die. I was in ICU for 4 days, and I just said I was lucky I got a second chance, and I was like, if I do survive, I'm going to do something in my life that's meaningful. And oh, Mr. Rusty, come on. So yeah, once I got out of hospital, I just started by feeding one dog, actually, and we now feed 1,200 every day.
1,200 dogs?
It's so interesting because when you read the book, your book is called Tina, the dog who changed the world.
One of these dogs has just done a fart that changes the world as well, by the way. I mean, Stephen Mangan's
going to be really happy about it. It becomes very obvious that you saved them, but they also saved you, especially Tina. Can you tell us about Tina?
Yeah, well, she was a really special dog. I found her on a chain. She'd been used for breeding.
Yes.
And if you saw the first photo of her, which I see on the screen, she was the saddest dog I've ever come across in my life. And rescued her, built her back up. She'd had probably 10 litters of puppies in her lifetime, but she was living in her own mess in the smallest little area, and saved her, built her back up. But she only lived for 6 months because the damage had been done. She had kidney failure. But me and her had the best time together, and I used to create memories for her, and so she was like, I guess, a soulmate. And now in her honour, I'm trying to change the world and save even more dogs.
But she was so lovely right from the start. But there was a moment where you tried to help her and then you fed her.
Oh, I was still fairly new to the dogs, and there's a thing called refeeding syndrome. So if you've been like, even a human, if your belly shrunk and you're starved. I was quite new to dogs. So I was like, I got her off the chain and I was like, right, lovely big meal for you. We're going to spoil you.
Anything you want,
Yes, of course.
And it exploded her stomach with gas, and she nearly died the first night. So we had to sort of do an emergency literally punch her hole in, and the gas just came out. But she nearly died the first night, So I nearly messed up there. But
So you've learned an awful lot along the way.
Yeah.
And I imagine that you must be struck by the generosity of the people now that are helping you feed these 1,200 dogs a day.
Yeah, we've got a brilliant team for starters. Like I still do it every morning on my moped. I feed 100, but we feed 1,250. Rusty would have been one of those back in the day. And we feed them like a mixture of, it's fresh food, like it's rice, carrots. It's nearly better than anything we eat. Coconut oil, kale. So they get fresh meal every day.
So you're looking after these dogs, but the plan is ideally you want to try and help control the wild dog, or the stray dog population, don't you? That's the big challenge.
It's really hard for people here in the West to understand, but there's about 8 to 10 million street dogs in Thailand. So it's like the population of London in wild street dogs. So if you go down to the local, Starbucks or a restaurant, there would be 10 dogs outside it. So yeah, I realised early that sterilising, which is neutering, spaying, was really important. And we've done nearly 80,000 dogs now we've sterilised. So that's stopping some of the suffering.
Wow. And people all around the world love their dogs so much.
Yeah.
And everybody's so interested now in your social media, which you didn't kind of expect, really. It's a complete surprise.
Yeah, it's like, It's funny because we're just walking through with these two just outside the studio, and it's funny, I was just watching, there's a canteen and there's about 50 people, and they didn't know who the dogs were or anything, but just you watch everybody's face like
drawn to
and they smile, you know? And that's what I think why people follow me on social media is it's just a bit of good news, you know? Like you go on, everything's so bad in the world at the moment, if you know, so I try and just tell their stories in a positive way.
And you've managed to rehome some of the dogs too.
Yeah, Rusty's in Yorkshire, Larry's in Norwich.
Liam Gallagher's got Buttons, right? Is that right?
Yeah. It is, yeah. Buttons was a tiny little dog who just came in one day to the sanctuary, and then I got an email about a month later in our application. Actually, in our application form, it was like, you know, name, Liam Gallagher. And I was like, well, that's obviously, it must be a common name. And then I saw occupation, singer. And I was like, this is just my mates winding me up. You know? But it turned out it was actually him, and he'd been watching the stories and stuff, so it was wonderful.
I just love the idea of him having a dog called Buttons as well. You would never imagine it, would you?
No.
You'd never imagine it, totally not, no. And then are you going to set up a sanctuary as well?
Have a sanctuary at the moment, and we're building a hospital.
Building a hospital.
The hospital's open and we're treating dogs there, but we're building an even bigger one in the background. So that's named after Tina, which the book is about. So it's kind of she missed out on a really nice life. So it's kind of that the hospital is going to treat so many dogs in her honour.
It's an incredible story.
It is an incredible story.
And Sandy and
Look at all the ladies behind the camera going shh to the dog.
Niall's book, Tina the Dog Who Changed the World, is out now. Continued good luck with it. I mean, you're doing an extraordinary thing, and it's really special. It's lovely to meet these dogs.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
So what makes this relationship unique at the moment, and what has grabbed everybody's attention, is that you, Tristan, are 35 weeks pregnant. I have to say, you look fantastic for 35 weeks pregnant. I think I was huge and wobbling by this point. You have a very neat bump. Can we see your bump?
Oh, sure, yes. It is nice and round and solid.
Oh.
I actually just had an ultrasound this morning, and they said that everything looks like you would imagine a happy, healthy pregnancy would look.
Well, because originally for the two of you, being parents wasn't something that was really on the cards, and it was your sister who had two children, wasn't it, Biff, that you both ended up being guardians to those children initially.
We were thrust into parenthood, raising Biff's niece and nephew and then adopting them as our own. And I really wanted to keep growing our family, and adopting more kids was not financially, I think, something we could do. We can definitely afford another child. I don't know if we could afford another adoption. And that legal process was very emotionally difficult for our family. And we thought, well, we actually have everything we need to grow our family on our own. I would have to stop taking testosterone, and that's what I did. I went and talked to a medical team and made sure that that was advisable. And we know that this seems unique to a lot of probably your viewers, but in our community, we actually know quite a few transgender men, so men who are like me, who have the ability to carry a child, who have done so and have done so very successfully. So again, while it is something that might be new to you, for us in our community, it's actually not that groundbreaking or unique. So, you know, the doctors said, absolutely, this is something you can do. There's no reason to believe you couldn't have a happy, healthy pregnancy. And it's been really wonderful so far.
Well, like so many couples, also, you did have to go through the heartbreak of miscarriage as well, didn't you?
That's right. You know, 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage. And that did happen to us the first time we conceived. And it was very early on, luckily. So it's not something that I think was as difficult as it would have been if we were at a later point and more invested. So it was rough, but we did make it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. But I mean, thankfully, such wonderful news that you have now, which is an extension to the family, which would be brilliant. Because I know that Biff took the kids to the zoo the other day. Apparently, had a brilliant time. So.
Day that I was with them at the zoo. Although I suppose it was yesterday for you guys.
Yeah, that's right. So a couple of fundamental questions, which I'll ask because I'm pretty sure our viewers will be asking. Biff, first first of all, as a gay man, I mean, we know that Tris is a guy, and you see him as a guy, but anatomically still a female. Was that a barrier or something that you had to just assign in your head?
I think the truth is, for all of us in relationships, when we meet somebody that we are attracted to, we are not attracted to every single part of them necessarily. And so it's totally possible for example, for me to really enjoy hairy chests and then to be with somebody that does not have a hairy chest. And I think that's sort of how I saw it, where that wasn't a negative thing. And there was so much else about him that I loved and was attracted to. And so that's kind of how I saw it and dealt with it.
Tris, the question for you is that we've met so many transgender people here in the studio with fascinating stories, but almost all of them have said, certainly when they were younger, they wanted to reject whichever gender they happened to have been born into and knew the one that they were supposed to be. And so for you to be pregnant is embracing the gender, so that what your female part of you could do.
Yeah, that's right. And I think I definitely went through probably a decade in my life where I was in that place where I wanted to absolutely reject anything associated with femininity or womanhood. And I think I've just sort of moved into a different place in my life where, I think there are a lot of gay couples that would love to be able to have their own biological child without a lot of intervention and assistance from other people. I think, quite frankly, there are a lot of men who would love to be able to carry a child. So for me, I kind of started to see it as a really amazing gift that I've been given, that I am a man. I get to live as a man, which is how I feel I am. And I also get to be able to do this really amazing thing that a lot of people would love to do. And that happens to be to carry a child. So I know it's not how most babies are carried. And I know it's not how most men are. But I just invite people to start to expand a little bit their ideas of what it could mean to be a man, what it could mean to be a father. And to know that it's something we take very, very seriously. Parenting is the core part of our lives.
Let's meet our first guest, who shares his home with 4 elves.
What?
Yep. But before you start having visions of Santa's workshop, these elves are actually life-size dolls that cost over £3,000 each.
Since acquiring his first elf back in 2014, Nick Royett spends his free time dressing them up, doing their hair and makeup, and even taking them to bed with him every night.
Well, he's joining us now with his unusual family. It's great to have him with us. Hi there, Nick. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, really intrigued to meet you, Nick. Before we get started, will you introduce us to your family of elves?
Sure, yes, no problem. The one to my right is Farishi. She's a forest elf. I call her, the Gaelic is Glass, because she's green. This is Iche. She's a drow elf, or a night elf, or black elf, a dark elf, sorry. This is Sorche. She's an Airgid, a silver elf. She's the princess guardian of Kavina, who is the queen elf, and she's the gold elf.
Ah, and Sorche was your first elf. Have you always collected elves, Nick?
Sorche? No, it all came out... It was something that happened. I used to fly model aircraft, and one of the guys said to me one time, he said, "You've got no pilots in your aircraft." So I thought, oh, it'd be quite nice to have an elf in my aircraft. So I did some searching online to get some elf pilots. I couldn't find any, but I did find that I could find this place would make me a full-size one, and I thought, oh, I'd like a full-size one. So that's what I got, and Sorcha was the result.
So when you say, oh, I'd like a full-size elf, I mean, that's quite a leap from trying to put one in a model aeroplane to actually having a full-size one. What was it about having a full-size elf or a full-size doll that you thought would be fun and interesting?
Well, yes, that's exactly the point. It is fun and interesting, and I build, I make their armour, I make their costumes, I do their makeup. Recently we had Sorcha on the back of a horse in full armour. Took some photographs of that. So it's an ongoing hobby. I've decorated my house around them. So it's an ongoing process all the time.
And when you say you've decorated your house, what have you done?
Well, it's this one's not quite the same as my house in Birmingham, where it was like the inside of a cathedral almost. This one is a bit more sort of Gothic, shall we say? So I've put the Gothic backdrops up on the walls. They're actually I've used them as wallpaper, so that the house looks bigger, because it's not very big here, to be honest, and it looks bigger, and it's sort of a nice background for the elves, and it makes good backgrounds for photographs.
We just had a little I think one of the elves has been getting into our sound here, because we all
one of the naughty elves,
we had
the Christmas elves.
Can we just double check we can hear you, Nick?
Oh, that would be Iche. She's
mischievous.
Iche's a bit mischievous, so it might be her.
Nick, one of the fascinating things about this, and people will be sitting at home watching, saying, and clearly you enjoy their company, but what have the elves brought you that you're not getting from some human companions?
Well, they're here, basically, Ben. They're always here.
So were you quite lonely then, Nick? Did you? I mean, is the point that actually you were quite happy on your own and you didn't have a lot of friends, and actually this has been a sort of way of creating a surrogate family?
I have friends, but I quite like my own space. In fact, I like my own space a lot, and I enjoy their company, because they're there. I don't do the psycho thing, and I don't sit there and have conversations with them. But if for instance I trip Felicia is sitting there, and when I walk past, I sometimes catch her feet, and I say, "Oh, sorry," and things like that. So I do anthropomorphise them a fair bit, obviously, because it gives them all personalities and a presence. And that's what you want. But other than that, they don't interfere with your daily life.
Well, I was going to ask you about your daily life, actually, Nick. So how do you function, and what do you do? And do you have a set routine that you do every day with them?
Not with them particularly, per se, because I have lots of daily routines, because I still work part-time. And there's just the general sort of day-to-day running of the house, because I'm on my own. It's the house needs looking after, it needs repairs, the garden needs doing. Since I've been here, I've built a shed, a workshop, a porch. I've had a conservatory built on the back, a new bathroom, done all the insulation in the ceilings, had a new roof, had solar panel.
So the list goes on. Yeah. We saw a little picture, I think, you and Iche. Iche's the one that you take to bed with you. And I think one of the things that people...
This one, yeah.
That one there. But one of the things that people will be wondering is whether the relationship you have with the dolls is more physical as well. But that's not the case, is it?
No. I mean, all I have, because I mean, she's wearing more clothes than most women do. No, just cuddle. They're nice to cuddle. It's better than the sadness of just cuddling a pillow, isn't it? And the lovely thing is that they actually warm up, and because they've got metal skeletons, they actually retain the warmth. So as long as they've got the bed covers on them, you can get out and potter around for a bit, come back to bed. And they're still lovely and warm. And of course, they're not hot or anything like that. They're human warmth.
And what do your friends or family make of this, Nick? And have you had much negativity or criticism about it?
No, actually. Strangely enough, some people, obviously, strangers to the house, I should say, come in, and sometimes they're a little bit shocked, especially when they see Kavina, because she's so tall, she can be a bit scary, which was the idea. But normally people just say, they're a little bit fascinated by them, and it's surprising how many people come out of the woodwork about how they like sort of Lord of the Rings and elves and all that sort of thing. I've got people across the road, they're into the Lord of the Rings, and I've got people next door but one, they're into dragons, you know. So it's surprising how it draws people out, and generally speaking, people just find them beautiful. I did take Sorcha to have her wig done one time in the city centre in Birmingham, and it was a place where ladies who have cancer have wigs, you know, when their hair falls out. And I took her in there in a nice little black dress, and she was all done up and everything. And without fail, every single one of them wanted to see what her boobs were like.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone's intrigued everyone's intrigued by the anatomy of these dolls and also your relationship with them, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, most people don't really ask about the relationship with them. I think a lot of people obviously make assumptions, but generally speaking, they don't ask.
So will you be having Christmas at home with all 4 ladies?
Yes, I will, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. And have you bought them presents, Nick? Do you do things like that? Or is there Christmas outfits?
Ironically, I don't really... I like to build them stuff or whatever, but ironically this year, Kavina's already wearing her new under costume. That'll be modified when as time goes on, and I've just bought Sorcha a new under costume as well, but it's more complete than I normally have, because I normally modify other clothing to suit for their costumes.
Yeah. Amazing. Nick, it's been absolutely fascinating. Thank you for giving us a little insight into life at home with you and your 4 elves. They are extraordinary creatures, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I love them.
That's apparent.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Nick, for chatting to us this morning, and we wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, have a fab Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you.
Our pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you on TV, Ben.
I'm right here now, Nick. Have a lovely Christmas. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Only in America.
It's all good fun, isn't it? Joining us now, the man with the world's fastest sperm, Tristan Milker, and the guy who came second, Asher Proge. Good morning, guys. Good morning. First of all, I should say congratulations, Tristan. How does it feel to be the champion?
Thank you. I mean, I feel amazing. It's a record that nobody else has ever held before, so I'm proud to wear that on my belt. It's going to be a great thing to put on my resume.
And Asher, commiserations. Sadly, your sperm just wasn't up to it in the end.
Sadly, it was not. I think I need to do more training, take it more serious, you know, maybe rework my approach, but...
OK, so tell me something. How were you two selected to represent?
Yeah, I can start. So there was a man named Dick Gay, which is a leader of the company. He's kind of a person that was putting forward the efforts to, you know, get everybody to this event, and with marketing and everything. He came to my door and he knocked and he asked me if I wanted to be a sperm racing athlete. And I thought he was insane. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a joke, but I did a little bit more research and I talked to him a little further and found out about the rapidly declining fertility rates, not in just America, but worldwide. And I realized this is a real issue that we need to talk about. And I wanted to better myself. So I inhabited a lot of really great new habits for myself. I started eating a lot better. I started taking care of myself more, and you know, it worked out well for me.
So I mean, there is a very serious point behind this, but of course it makes for thoroughly entertaining viewing and hearing all about it. Asher, I mean, what was your reaction when you were approached, and how did you get into shape for the big race?
So my experience was similar. I had the same man come up. He's dressed in a suit, might I add, and he's like 6'7", which makes it even more intimidating and funny. But he came and he offered me a challenge, and it basically was I'll just say it was a challenge, all right. And if I could complete the challenge, I was allowed to be the sperm racer because it showed I was really on fire and I wanted to be a sperm racer. So I thought it was insane, but he said he would Venmo me money right away. I did the challenge. He Venmoed me the money, and I realized it was legit. So then I joined, and I started getting in shape in more of a, I started taking supplements and stuff. But other than that, I already was working out, eating clean, making sure I got to bed on time, all that. So I didn't change all that much, but I did definitely start taking supplements I hadn't before.
So what you're saying is this actually is a professional sport, because you both got paid money to donate and to take part in the race, didn't you, Tristan?
Yeah, we got money every single week in order to enhance our biometers. So that means, buying correct foods that are rich in zinc, antioxidants, going to the gym every single day. I got a dietitian by my side. I had personal trainers. This is a real professional sport. And I know it sounds very silly, especially to people that haven't heard about it. I've become a little bit desensitized to it, but it is a real thing that you can train for. The more healthy you are, the more healthy your sperm is.
And what about, can we just talk, well, two things. What was it like watching your sperm race? Because we're watching this, they've sort of AI'd it up a bit, haven't they? They've gamified what actually was happening to make it more engaging to watch. But what was that like, Asher, for you guys, watching the sperms race along that track?
Well, I'll say for me, it was very terrifying after that first one because I was like, am I about to get slimed? Like, am I about to get covered in this $2,000 racing suit I just got? But we didn't know exactly what it would look like. So it was very, we didn't know who would win, obviously. It was completely real. We don't know what it looked like. So when they came really close and then tied and his barely beat mine, that was intense, I will say. But it was basically a live rendering of the actual sperm positioning on a racetrack. And then they took that data and transmade it in through like Unity or through Unreal Engine or whatever. And that's where we see the animation.
I mean, I love the two of you eyeballing each other at the same time and the drama of it. What's the prize you win? Do you win, is it just bragging rights, essentially, or do you win a prize?
I mean, I get to brag all day long to my school, but I also won $10,000.
Wow.
$10,000?
Well, look, congratulations to the two of you. You've properly entered into the spirit of it, which is hugely important, and it is a bigger subject as well. And we thoroughly enjoyed meeting you both. Best of luck for next year. Asher, maybe if you put a bit more hard work in, your sperms might be up to it.
Hopefully. That is entirely the goal. We want to make this a sport, so we're going to have tons more races. We don't know exactly when the next one is, but I will be training hard. Hopefully they'll let me compete again. I don't know what Tristan's future holds, but his is probably bright as well.
Well, unquestionably, he's got super fast sperm. It's very bright. Thank you both for joining us. We're in the studio now, joined by Britain's foremost authority on men's fertility, urologist Jonathan Ramsey. Jonathan, thank you for joining us. I mean, it's thoroughly entertaining for us to talk about, to laugh about the nature of this, but there is a really serious point to what they've done, isn't there?
Well, there is, and I think they're to be congratulated for actually doing it, because men are typically reluctant even to talk about their fertility, let alone to enter into a sperm race. So I think these two guys are to be congratulated, and they've brought awareness, because awareness is really the first stage of trying to correct something that may not be quite right.
And fertility rates have dropped. Why is that?
Well, they have, and there's been a huge amount of scientific argument. And like many scientific arguments, there are the protagonists and the antagonists. The more famous you are, the more likely you are to take a didactic stand. But I think we can probably all agree at this stage, after a great deal of research, that sperm counts are declining worldwide. Now, whether this actually impacts on fertility rates is a separate and consequential argument.
There are some myths about this as well. It was interesting hearing Tristan and Asher talk about the fact that they didn't really understand that there was lots of things that they could do to improve the speed and the robust nature of their sperm. But can we run through some of these myths and you can either bust them or explain why they exist? Is that all right? OK, firstly, alcohol. If you consume more than 14 units a week spread across 3 days or more, that will affect your sperm.
I think we can say yes.
That is true.
And there is a linear relationship. So the greater the intake, the more the effect.
Men who've had children remain fertile forever?
Oh, that's certainly a myth.
Really?
I think we, the blokes, Ben and I and the boys, should start thinking that probably biologically it's not dissimilar from women.
Right.
So from our late 30s onwards, we may be becoming less fertile because it's not only the sperm that wins the race, but the quality of that sperm.
Yep.
What happens to him when he's say won the race?
Yep.
Is he going to produce a decent embryo and offspring?
Yeah.
What about stress? Stress can ruin your sperm.
Crikey, that's a difficult one because it's so difficult to measure stress itself and then to relate that to a variable biological phenomenon, which is a sperm count.
Yes.
But if you ask me what I think, it would be unlikely if it didn't, because all those stressor hormones are not great.
This is an old wives' tale, but I do know plenty of friends who've actually done this.
Tried it.
You're more likely to get pregnant if you conceive with your legs in the air.
Oh, that's a wonderful one. Myth, certainly a myth. I mean, what that sperm race actually showed was that these little chaps move very quickly along a pretty short trajectory, which is in nature from the top of the vagina to meet the egg as it crosses the fallopian tube. So actually, these little chaps get on with it fast. And where your legs are won't make any difference.
Did it work for your friends?
Some did, but again, it's just probability.
It was worth trying. And one last one. Boy sperm and girl sperm swim at different speeds.
So behind that is whether you get more or less boys or girls, depending upon what you do. In nature, biologically, that doesn't seem to make any difference. You get the same number of boy babies as you get girl babies. If you do something in the lab, though, you might be able to detect a difference in how they move.
You spin it or something.
Well, the girl ones might be a bit heavier. Yeah, because the X chromosome is a bit bigger than the Y.
Right. Okay. I could chat to you.
I thought it was that the girls swam a lot faster, but they tired out longer, and the boys would. So it was more of a marathon for the boys, and so if the girls sort of eventually got tired, the boys would get there to the end.
Like the Joel Dommett.
I'm not sure you just compared Joel Dommett. That's one character we haven't seen on the Marked Singer yet, isn't it?
That X chromosome, it's in control.
Always. Jonathan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jonathan. It was lovely to chat to you.
As fun as that has been, it is a really serious subject, and I'm glad we could
Thank
talk
you
about it.
for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
After being diagnosed with motor neuron disease 2 years ago, Anna Barrow and her husband Martin had to figure out their new normal.
Yes, as the MND Association have seen a 20% increase in demands for grants. The couple say they wouldn't have survived without that help, which has enabled Anna to record her voice on a tablet, including some fun phrases, which I can't wait to ask you about, which is just so brilliant the way that both of you are dealing with this devastating disease. The pair joined us now. It is such an honour to have you both on. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Anna... Let's go back to the beginning, shall we, of how you were first diagnosed with motor neurones disease, because that must have been pretty terrifying.
Symptoms started in 2022 with weakness in my left hand, which the GP thought was nerve damage. Other symptoms started, such as being startled easily. Little things would make me jump, and I also kept tripping over. The doctor said it could be menopause, but I thought I am far too young for that.
So Anna went through a 18-month period of having some symptoms and started in her left hand, getting a bit weaker, and then moving to the right hand, a few trips and falls, and got put on a long waiting list to see a neurology team. It was only Anna had a little bit of an episode, spent 2 weeks in hospital. And then it was the nurse there that thought, something's not right. 2 weeks of tests, wasn't it? Being smacked with a hammer on your knees, testing your reflexes every day. And then, we were... it was the day before she went home, so the 2 weeks, we were given the diagnosis, weren't we, on the Thursday.
And Martin, for your point of view and your family's point of view, are you thinking about that new reality, or you just when you got that diagnosis, was there that element of shock, or had you started to prepare for it?
I don't think you can prepare for it. They always say don't Google symptoms, which we didn't really, but as it got to the end and we didn't know, so it was an absolute shock when the consultant took us into a room and gave us a diagnosis, and we just cried for a while. It must have been a good hour. She kept on coming back in, going, and we had a conversation there and then, didn't we? And first thing we said was, what about the girls? That was our first.
We've got 3 girls.
Yeah, 3 girls.
20, 16 and 15, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're absolutely amazing, and they've been brilliant. But yeah, that was our first fault, was the girls, and initial shock, and just sort of had to restart our lives, really, didn't we? All the plans that we had, and it's just difficult being told that you've been diagnosed with something with no cure and no treatment.
I can't even imagine, Anna, and especially when they sort of, first of all, were sort of saying menopause, which feels so, every woman at some point will go through that. What a gear shift. But the way in which it just feels like you both tackle this head on, and from the sounds of it, you both were like, right, what are we going to do about this? We're going to live life now. And you had things that you wanted to do, didn't you?
Yeah. Definitely. Martin and I have been married for 18 years, and we wanted to renew our vows. I wanted to walk down the aisle. We have always wanted to take Tilly, even travelling to Disney. We went for Christmas and New Year. It was amazing, and we made memories we will cherish forever.
Oh, Disney with the kids, that must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was full on, wasn't it? But it was, it was something we wanted to do, and it was more of that, we say that we'd rather be, an hour early than a minute late. Yeah. So it was just kind of everything that you wanted to do is do it now. Yeah. Say yes more times than you say no, and like I say, from the moment Anna was diagnosed, even in that room, after crying for a bit, the first thing we said to each other was, we'll deal with it how we deal with everything as a family, and humour and positivity. We'll take the mick and we'll have a laugh while doing it, and, and we'll have our cries, but, it's all about choosing your mood and just making sure that you're seeing the positive in everything.
Such a testament to you that you came into that mindset so quickly. Can we bring in the MND Association and how they've helped you?
So we got introduced to the MND Association at Anna's first hospital meeting. We met Andrew, one of the volunteers, and from there I got invited to a meeting, and the help and support from them has been a lifeline. Not, the well-being, the advice that they can provide for you, but also the financial burden that comes with MND and being diagnosed with something like this. We've received probably about £5,000 worth of grants from the association, which is out with cost of living. So when the bills go up in April, we can get a grant which kind of offsets that. So it's just one less thing to worry about. And they've been absolutely amazing, haven't they? And we can always reach out to them when, no matter how small the question or how big the challenge, they're always there for supporting us.
Well, exactly, because how would any of us prepare for this? You've got to change your whole house, I presume, in the way you can move around.
Yeah, so we've gone through all of that, home adaptations, and that was the same thing, of that mentality of do it now. And so we've had our house adapted, and we had another grant from another charity who provided a grant for flooring to make it all accessible.
Yeah.
So the Ed Slater charity, which was absolutely brilliant for us. But yeah, we've done everything, and we've just tried to get everything right for you, haven't we?
And that grant, one of those grants, helped bank Anna's voice.
Yeah, so they provided hundreds of people across the UK with the ability to bank your voice, and for that, I'm forever grateful for that. That gives Anna the opportunity to still follow me around and tell me that I'm doing something wrong, but to bank. For someone to be able to bank the voice is...
And how does that work, practically?
So, it's quite simple, a piece of equipment. Anna recorded a voice on a laptop. She had to say 50 phrases, which then created Anna's voice, but then she also got the ability to record 300 of her favourite phrases to make it more unique, to keep, it more personal. So names... sayings, you know, in-jokes within the family, that northern humour. So, yeah, it's a really straightforward process, but the process was actually really difficult emotionally.
Yeah, Anna, did you find it emotional recording those?
I found it an emotional process. I had to stop and start because it was upsetting. Knowing the reason why I was doing this was because I might not be able to say these things in the future. So, like names and sentimental phrases were the most challenging to record. I didn't want to think about losing the last bit of me.
Bless your heart, because I suppose I understand in the way that you've got to record them while you still can say all those phrases, because you start to lose that ability, which obviously you're still doing very well with today. And, you know, you're an incredible woman. And what I love about you so much, and when I heard about this, I said, I can't wait to meet her. You've recorded some cracking phrases that you can fire up at any point. Talk me through some of your favourites.
I have a few. I say to Tilly, even Fallon every day, crack on. If they need a bit of encouragement, slay queen.
Slay queen!
If they have done something fabulous, or they look good, or just because. But my absolute favourite is, grab me a Prosecco.
There we go.
Oh, a girl after my own heart. Grab me a Prosecco.
We'll echo through the ages, don't worry.
That's
so
fantastic.
wonderful.
So good. I presume, Martin, some of these phrases are directly at you.
Yeah, so the ones probably more so around, I've missed a bit, that's probably the biggest one.
Missed a bit.
Have I done my chores? And then you've missed a bit actually follows that.
How many of the 50 were made up of the ones that basically...
49, probably. No, so, yeah, it was it's good. You know, it's a massive thing for all of our family, you know, our close family. In terms of the voice banking, you know, Anna uses it quite regular, but not so much at home, because I don't know whether we understand Anna or we just know what she's going to say. So that...
My face. Yeah. Face says a lot, doesn't it, sometimes? One look can
but then
say
more
enough.
so with people outside and people that she's not met, she's having to use that. But Anna does that more to help others, for them to understand her, so she is understood as well.
I mean, you're both phenomenal. I honestly mean that. And I think you coming on the show like this today, you're just going to inspire so many people, because you're brave and you're attacking something that's so scary. And you're going, let's just live. And you've got loads of things you want to get done, don't you? You've got loads of things and you want to just live life to the fullest.
Holidays are a little tricky now with the accessibility and financial barriers. But I have learned that there is no place like home, surrounded by the people I love most, my family and friends, relaxing in the garden with a glass of Prosecco.
There it goes again.
Now I spend my time raising awareness for MND and the amazing community. Martin and I are doing what we can to spread positivity in what can feel like a hopeless situation.
I tell you what, I admire anyone who makes something like this less scary for others, and that is what you have done today, because these things are terrifying, and you've just made it human and made it normal. And that's so important, because any diagnosis like this that's terminal is frightening.
Thank you so much, guys.
No, thank you very much for having us.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.